Alright, Schlockmeister fans, another old cable movie from the early 80s, from a rare, I don't know, Belgium PAL DVD. It's The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper. Let's check it out.
On Wednesday, November 24th, 1971, at 6:27 p.m. aboard Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle, the following event actually took place.
They are unclear. We are flying direct to Redmond, VOR. Intend to intercept Victor 165.
Treat Williams plays D.B. Cooper. He has just hijacked a plane, got some ransom money, and there he goes. Into the wilderness near Oregon, Washington, not sure, somewhere in the Northwest. Robert Duvall works for the insurance company that ponied up the money. He has a vested interest to get that money back. Meanwhile, DB has some stuff stashed away in the woods, including a fake beard.
What is that?
Elephant hair, mountain yard, Vietnamese.
This is a witness from the plane.
What did he use to cut the parachute cord he tied you in the can with?
A knife. From his boot.
Out for the opening of the deer season, so careful, DB.
He chose the day before deer hunting starts to make his hijack and jump because he knew the woods would be full of hunters. Scooper tosses some some money in the water. Robert Duvall thinks he's found his guy. Turns out he used to be in Vietnam with this guy. He was like his sergeant. They did not get along. Duvall's boss.
Now, Howard. I know who Cooper is. Now, well, everything's fine on this end. We're in constant contact with the FBI.
I know where he learned to jump.
It's, we have a person. Johnson.
Well, Cooper does get stopped, but he has everything planned. And he's able to get away. He actually takes the money and plants it in the water, or I should say anchors it. His ultimate plan is to get there in Mexico. He and his wife are kind of estranged. Catherine Harold plays Hannah.
Alaska. After that, he was on a boat somewhere. I don't know where he is now.
But he told her, come meet me out by this barn or someplace they knew. And he leaves a trail of cash.
Real proud of you, Jimmy. Finally, you're a big success. What is this, 2023? Buy me back with a few $20 bills.
A few? Hannah, I'm talking about 10,000 $20 bills. I mean, what you got in your hands there, that's just loose change. I mean, you are talking tips, and I am talking icebergs.
This is his dad. He wants him to turn himself in.
Because I'll tell you something, sonny boy. You're an outlaw, and there's no other word for it.
I ain't asking for your approval. I ain't asking for your sympathy.
Grun catches up to him first.
Right to the money. You won't go to prison. I get the glory. I mean, I think it's a great trade. Right? That's a stupid mistake, sir.
But Dad decides to pull out a gun.
Yes, well, I made a lot of stupid mistakes in my life, Sergeant.
And Jimmy and Hannah are on the run again.
You got it.
Well, Jimmy gets the money with Hannah, but Grun is following them.
You just bought yourself a motor, too.
There's rough water ahead.
There's something up ahead there, you see it? Sparks the rock!
They get away, but this guy shows up, Paul Gleason.
Hello, you buckaroo.
He was in Vietnam also.
Who is this?
This is Rims. Sorry, this is Cooper. We're good buddies. Ain't that right, DB?
You know this man?
And he wants money too. Jimmy simply speeds up and crashes the car on purpose. Ouch. They stuff him in the trunk, and they're on their way again.
Where do they go?
Grun catches up to him.
May I say something there, Sacagawea? What kind of view you think I got in here?
He leaves him though. They're on horseback now. Jimmy and Hannah find a way to have some fun in the car. Not exactly safe, but fun.
Proposition do you have in mind exactly?
Well, you want to talk 50-50? That sounds good.
Okay, hop in, let's go. Come on. Start talking.
Their partnership doesn't last too long, though. Once he gets the information he needs, Gruen eventually catches up with them and actually gets the money. Well, Gruen takes off. Jimmy takes a plane and tries to... And then he parks his plane in the car. That leads to a double crash. Plane and car. Jimmy's going to win this round.
Where are you?
Me?
Jimmy gets away, and that's our film. Alright, let's talk about The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper. Now, this is a movie just like Going Ape, which I also just recently reviewed. Was on cable quite a bit when I was a kid back in the early 80s, and I caught it quite a bit. It's just kind of a fun road movie, kind of a road movie, I guess you could say. It's loosely based on the true life story of D.B. Cooper, hijacker who in, was this 1970 or 71? 71, I guess. Hijacked a plane. I think he got it to land, got some ransom money because he said he had a bomb on board, and then it took off again, and somewhere over the mountains, he decided to jump out. So it was kind of his getaway. And what happened after that, nobody ever knows. In fact, the beginning of the movie even says that. We don't know what happened. First of all, he jumped at night, not daytime. But some of the money washed up, and they found it like a dozen years later. Some kid found some of the $20 bills were rotting in the Columbia River somewhere. But other than that, there's been no trace of anything. So I guess they kind of assume he died, but you just never know. Nothing was ever found. So I think they may have found part of the parachute at one point too. Who knows? But anyway, we have a fictional story based on a true event. So we follow him once he jumps out of the airplane. It's played by Treat Williams. He plays Jimmy, otherwise known as D.B. Cooper. And he's kind of been a vagabond, just going from place to place. He does have a wife, Hannah, played by Catherine Harold. They're kind of estranged from each other because he's just not a great provider, I guess you could say. But now he's got, what is it, $200,000, something like that? $100,000, $200,000, I'm not sure, but he's got a lot of money. And he decides he's going to go back to her. And meanwhile, Robert Duvall plays Bob, I think it was Bob Gruen, Mr. Gruen. He works for the insurance company that ponied up that money, so he is hired by them to try to get that money back too. It's kind of far-fetched, but as luck would have it, he knows who Jimmy is because he helped train him in the Army or Marines or whatever the hell they were in. And he was a hard ass. They did not get along. They hated each other, actually. So, but he figures out only people like I trained could do this jump and do this and that. So he figures it all out. And next thing you know, he's on the run. He's chasing Jimmy down. They also throw in this other guy, Paul Gleason, who you might remember from The Breakfast Club as the principal there. And he's following them too. I don't know how he even got involved really, but he was part of the same unit that Jimmy was in Vietnam. He just wants some of the money, kind of like a ransom too. So basically you have two people chasing Jimmy and his wife, Hannah, around. He does reunite with Hannah and they go on the run too. Ultimately, he's planning to get to Mexico. He says, I think we have enough money here to last us 10 years. So they want to get to Mexico. Well, from then on, it's just a chase throughout the deserts of California and New Mexico and Arizona. They're trying to cross the border into Mexico. Ultimately, at one point, Gruen gets the duffel bag full of money, or the backpack, whatever it was. Jimmy takes off on an airplane, a small plane, and lands his airplane on top of Gruen's car. They both end up running off the road. Jimmy, they're both kind of roughed up a little bit, but Jimmy gets the money back, tosses $5,000 at him and says, we're even. He takes off, and that's kind of the end of our movie. So there you go. Anyway, it's a cool movie. It really kind of is. It's a fun movie. Treat Williams looked like he had a blast making this film, and it shows. It's just kind of a fun movie. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. Now, it's been released on VHS in this country, but never on DVD. I do have the pre-recorded VHS of it, and I'm glad I do, because this DVD, which I did find, and in fact, it even says Universal on it, so I think this is a legit DVD. It's a PAL DVD. It came from, I think, Belgium or somewhere overseas is where I got it. It was really hard to find, but I did track it down at one point. And it has an English soundtrack, obviously, but it's censored. The swearing, the language is cut out of this. So the pre-recorded VHS of it, I ended up burning a copy of that and slipped it in here as well. So I now have two versions inside this DVD case here. So, but anyway, I'm guessing this will not be listed on Amazon to purchase, so I will put the VHS tape down there. But I encourage you to get it, because it is a fun film. So I wish Paramount would release this so I can get a nice new copy of it. So Paramount, if you're listening, probably not. But if you are, put this out. I'll buy it from you. Thank you. So anyway, that is The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper. Like I said, it's a cool movie, fun movie. Robert Duvall, Katherine Harold, and Treat Williams, of course, in the starring role. So check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Did you watch this as many times as I did back in the day? Because it was on a lot. So leave me some comments. Watch it. Bye. Pursuit of D.B. Cooper.